Hi, I'm Doug DeMuro.
And I'm Tyler of Hoovie's Garage.
And today it's another episode of Hoovie and Doug talk about cars.
Enjoy the show.
What's wrong with you? Hello everyone. Today we are talking about what it's like to be a car YouTuber. And that's Tyler, and he's going to tell us what it's like. Please.
Well, I have a totally different experience than you because you are a YouTube millionaire, as they call it, right?
And then I have 1 million subscribers.
Correct. Yes. Yes, that's what they call it. You're a household name, while I'm the guy that they point out and they're just like, you're that idiot that bought the Bentley, right?
Well, nonetheless, you go around, people recognize you.
Yes. Yes.
And is that odd to you?
I've gotten used to it. It's a recent thing.
Does it worry you that people are going to see you like doing something you shouldn't be doing, like cursing at people?
Yeah, you gave me that advice very early, where I have to be nice to everyone now. Like the weird, person from the call center in India, you can't just get angry at them.
I can't. Right, and it's a shame, because you never know. What if they screw up your sandwich at Subway? You gotta be like, oh, can you do this? Because you never know if they're like, watching or anything.
Yeah. It's weird, and I just, especially when you think in context of where television's going and how many views you get in reference to the television. Because like the revelation I had yesterday was with you, you're getting more views than the British Top Gear at this point.
Yeah, the TV show.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
It's insane.
Right. It is insane. But that.
And that's you with a camcorder and started with a little silver microphone that barely worked. And
the craziest event of it for me, I was in New Zealand on my honeymoon a couple weeks ago, and I went ice hiking on a glacier. And we had a guide who took us there, and he was taking us around the glacier whenever we were there for like an hour and a half. And at the very end of it, I gave him a tip, and I said, this was the coolest thing we did on this trip. He took us into like ice caves, and it was so cool. And this was after 2 hours of guiding us to the thing. He looks at me, takes the tip, and he says, oh, thank you so much. And he goes, by the way, I watch all your videos. And then we were in New Zealand.
Really?
Yeah, and that's got me realize that there's a lot of people watching.
The first time it happened to me, of all places, I'm at the Amelia Island Concours, and I'm with my Porsche, and I pull into the Ritz-Carlton valet, just to see how far I can get before they say, get the hell out of here. And the guy goes, oh, I watched your Lincoln video.
The valet?
The valet. First time ever, and that was a pretty big head moment. So,
is it weird for you that like this is what you're doing? When we were kids, we're both about the same age.
Right.
We're both about 30, a little over, a little under. Is it weird for you that this is like your job?
It is. I mean, I just wanted to be Jeremy Clarkson. That was my thing. I just wanted to be him, and it didn't seem like that it was possible. And now there's like hundreds of us. Anybody can go do it on YouTube. Obviously, it's much harder now with the way things have changed as far as getting started.
Yeah.
There's a lot of luck in it too. Obviously,
there is.
I got on somebody's coattails and was able to ride that pretty well.
Isn't it odd that like when I was in college, this wasn't a job you could have.
Right.
And so I didn't even think about it. I mean, I went and worked in an office, and I got an economics degree, and I was going to have a normal life, and that was fine.
Yeah, I owned a car dealership.
Right.
I thought that was the way for me to be in cars. I'm in Kansas. What the hell? I can't go to Hollywood.
Right, yeah.
I mean, so that's the only way I thought I could be in the business, and I turned out to be a horrible car dealer because I just was like a drug dealer that did too much of his own stuff.
Right.
Keep everything. And
I think that one of the things that it's been crazy, and it's been really cool. It's been more work than I thought.
Yes, having to feed the beast.
Yeah.
You're so worried that if you take a week off and you don't post any videos, that it's just all going to go away.
Yeah. If that in itself, it's more work than I ever expected there would be. And I often tell people if I had known how much work it would be, I don't know that I would have ever quit my real job and started doing it. That's definitely a big one. And also kind of figuring it out is difficult. Figuring out when to post and what's best and what kind of content does the best. It takes time. I mean, it took a couple of years for me, and
Well, I still do whatever the heck I want and have the yo-yo effect with that.
What? Who else do you watch?
Well, it's a lot. I'm definitely was a student of it before I got into it. So, of course, it was sort of like I want a talented Mr. Ripley situation where I kill you and take your place. But then I realized I could just be your Robin to your Batman, and that's worked out just fine. But I've watched Vehicle Virgins. I watched Tavares. Of course, what he's been doing with that Lamborghini is pretty nuts. I pretty much even the ones that people kind of make fun of a lot, like the JR Garage, those kids, it's kind of entertaining. I watch everybody. Street Speed 717 when he's not doing. I mean, obviously his clickbait is very good because I have to click and see. But yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of good channels out there. I like Salamandrin as well.
Yes, he is very good. He's a very good motivational speaker, isn't he?
Yeah.
Or he's getting you, like motivated and amped up. Yeah.
Yeah. The Straight Pipes. Have you heard of them?
In Canada, I met them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I met them at that Texas Press event.
What do you think the weirdest thing about all this is?
Gosh, what is weird about this? It's the whole thing's weird. I think the uncertainty.
The uncertainty is hard.
It's so weird to just, you don't know, and things change so much so quickly, especially just in the less than 2 years that I've been doing it.
Yeah.
You just don't know what it's going to be like tomorrow.
Yeah.
That uncertainty's, I mean, I'm glad it's not my only source of income. There's the guys that are full-time YouTubers where I would be scared. I'd be terrified.
We waited way longer than we should have to buy a house because we were very sure we wanted to make sure we had a lot more than just what we needed.
Right.
The uncertainty is a little bit scary. Who knows? YouTube could turn off tomorrow, and they don't really disclose the realities of the algorithm, so no one really knows what's going on.
And we've kind of discussed how, it's, you've seen with the Logan Pauls and all that stuff, how one YouTuber affects all of them that trickled in.
Right.
So, if a car YouTuber did something really, really stupid and, got in a wreck and killed somebody or something, then it would probably affect us in a negative way as far as the way we do videos and everything. So it's weird how that dynamic all works too with advertising.
Totally, I agree with that, and I cross my fingers every day that doesn't happen. I'm very responsible. I take it really seriously. I have insurance for the cars I drive and stuff, and I know some of the YouTubers are not as responsible. I don't like that. What does your family think?
Oh, it was hard for them to understand because it's not television.
Right.
And, getting the reality show that I'd recently, it's given it somewhat legitimacy, but then it's like, what channel is it on? It's like, well, it's online. They're like, oh, well, it's the same thing. Like, no, it's not. I swear. They don't know the difference.
Have trouble understanding it, or do they kind of get it?
No, my parents, they don't get it at all.
People don't. You're online. How is that anything?
Right.
People still ask me, are you still doing that video stuff? I'll have old relatives. You still doing that? You still doing that video stuff? Someone asked me, you still doing that blogging thing? Like I'm making Facebook status updates as my job.
Yeah. Grandma, I'm trending. Okay.
Right.
But, yeah.
I try to give them the numbers.
You trended on a Previa.
People, whatever. And then,
Isn't that the greatest achievement of your life, to trend on a Previa?
Yes. Although, I kind of figured that would be popular. I kind of knew that people would watch that. Who wouldn't?
Right.
Cool.
I loved it. Yeah. But the requests kind of grind your gears a little bit, right?
There are a few annoyances.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have them as well. I'm curious. But the one big annoyance that I had, people request, and it's a request for new cars is important to me. I like to hear what people are thinking you should do. A new Veloster is not something maybe I would have done, but I've gotten a bunch of requests for it, and now I'm going to do it. Well, people email me and they say, you should do a Veyron. Have you thought about a Koenigsegg?
Sure.
And I'm like, no. Oh my, no! I hadn't considered that until you emailed me.
Right.
And now I'm going to do a Veyron. And people don't realize, I think, that the challenge is not in thinking up the cars, it's finding them.
Yeah. Well, with me, it's people get mad when they don't think I'll just buy anything. They email me a car. It's like, oh, that's,
people email you and offer you their car.
Correct.
To buy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
People email you with random Craigslist cars they've found?
Yes.
Okay.
Constantly. Yes. I got one for, I think it was a Hummer H2. You ever thought of a Hummer H2? I'm like, no. Or you just buy my car. It hasn't ran in 4 years. I want $3,000 for it. It's just some crap Malaise thing like my LeBaron that I buried in the backyard. And it's just every day I get something. It's kind of like, they think I'm that insane or stupid, or like there's one guy in the world that would buy my piece of junk, and it's me. It's kind of true.
You kind of put yourself in that position.
It's the
reason that they're reaching out to you.
It's kind of true, but I guess a lot of you've answered a little bit before, but advice. Somebody who wants to do this. Yeah, I mean,
it has certainly gotten harder now. We got lucky in terms of timing. You especially, because you started, in like 16 or 15.
Mm-hmm.
By then, most people think there's this thought on YouTube that you kind of had to start in 12 or 13 to which I did, to really be able to now to have a lot of success just because it's so saturated and it's kind of hard to get over the initial barriers.
Yeah, I tried in 2012 and failed. I did one. I guess I did it with somebody. I didn't know how to edit or do anything, and I think the guy I did it with, I guess he was expecting instant success, which didn't happen, and so we just kind of quit after 30,000 views.
And that's the biggest advice I give people. Instant success isn't going to happen.
Right.
I tell people at the time that I started, I was focused more on my writing, and so I didn't really pay attention. In fact, I still remember when I got the 100,000 subscriber plaque in the mail, I was like, I didn't even really realize that was an achievement, because it wasn't my focus, and I didn't think that you could make money on YouTube. And over time, it sort of became more of a thing. And the hardest part, I think, is realizing, is like sticking to it even though nothing is blowing up.
I remember my goal was to have every single video do at least 10,000 views, and I was so proud of it when they were all there.
But I mean, I think the best advice is that's definitely one of them, and another is just content. Like, you can't, I think a lot of people like to do like fancy intros. I get so many emails from people, I got a 4K drone and I'm gonna make the coolest videos, and it's like, that you don't need a 4K drone. You need good content, and I think that's like half of what people miss.
Right, I think you kind of hit on it too, because you said you write a script.
Yeah.
And I write a script or write an outline of everything that I'm going to do. So if I want to have a couple of jokes or things I want to pull in, I definitely write it down. And admittedly, sometimes I even tape it to the bottom of the tripod so I hit all the points and make sure if I want to have a line I want delivered perfectly, I have it there, rather than just going out with cameras and just winging it.
And then people they drone on because they're hitting point and then they go back, and having a script, but also just like, I would rather have a 5-minute video that is packed with content than a 10-minute video and you hit the magic number 10 minutes that they get more money.
Yeah, I really think that's why your watch time levels are so high, and your view.
It's just boom.
Because you hit point, and there's 2 zillion points in your 30-minute videos.
Right.
But if one guy's bored on them, they can just move on to the next one, and it's
exactly
else interesting.
In 10 seconds, the next thing's going to start.
Where a lot of people in a 30-minute video, they're just rambling on, and
hard to watch.
Let's go over to the door.
And that's something that upsets me about the clickbait ones, where it's like, oh, I killed a dinosaur. And it's like, oh, this guy killed a dinosaur. You click on it, 17 minutes, and he killed the dinosaur in like the 30 seconds between minute 12 and minute 13. And it's like, well, that's not. I don't want to watch this whole thing to see that. I want the whole video to be about dinosaur killing.
Yes.
I want to start with the dinosaur alive, and then like that's the thing about that stuff.
The vlogs, yes.
Right.
Yeah, the vlogs. I mean, it's when somebody is at a really cool event and experiencing something fun. But when they're just doing the filler during those normal weekdays with the really clickbaity thing, it's tough that YouTube rewards that kind of stuff. I feel like, just because they have to make it longer in order to get the extra ad revenue and all that stuff, and I get why they do it, but it's definitely a little frustrating
to watch. Yeah.
The highest achievement in my life was actually yesterday in the Auto Trader lobby, where this guy comes out and goes, "It's Hoovie," and Doug, that's right, Doug. I watched your stuff sometimes too, and it's just like,
it did happen.
That was the best thing that ever happened in my life. And Doug hasn't spoken to me other than on camera since, but it was worth it.
That was a sad moment. Hoovies will soon overtake me.
Not likely. Who are you? What's your name? Say my name, say my name. No one is around you. Say, baby, I love you.
They're so weird.
We gotta cut all of this. I'm not gonna show any of this on camera.
Damn.
You can't.
It's the best part.